Welcome everybody to the pre-show. It's the last morning of my Tokyo trip, and I'm walking over to Shinjuku. Actually, I'm gonna grab a cup of coffee at the Lawson I was just at before we kick off the morning. I have roughly like an hour and a half to hang out in Shinjuku, so we'll do what we can. Yeah, I'm gonna just see if I can grab a cup of coffee. I've never had a Lawson cup of coffee here. Oh, it's one of these things. Oh, it's currently like under maintenance. So we'll go to another different convenience store. Yeah, welcome though. It's the last day of the Tokyo trip. So we're gonna head into the Shinjuku Center. And you already know what I'm planning to do with my final 1.5 to 2 hours in Tokyo. Going to the game center. Game center is what they call arcades here, which I guess, you know, it makes just as much sense as, maybe more sense than the word arcade, because arcade is like a co-opted word that used to mean something else. You know, like a type of place in a building, which had nothing to do with games. The game center, pretty easy to understand. That seafood place last night was really great. I enjoyed it a lot. I went back to Shinjuku Golden Guy last night and Omoide Yokocho. Had a real nice night. Let's take a look at this, please. I want to go to a smaller place if I can to get some food. And I want to get a hot coffee before I start playing some video games. I've collected quite a card collection from this Kantai game. Kind of sad that I'm not going to be able to play it anymore once I leave. I've reached a point where it's getting like really hard to progress in the game. Like there's probably some kind of like leveling system aspect that I'm not grasping. Because yeah, like every battle now in Kankare, I'm like getting not killed, but I'll be beat up so bad that I kind of am forced to like stop the fight before we get to the boss. Let's see if Family Mart has a coffee. Oh yeah. Maybe I have to buy one first. Pointing the camera down so it's not pointing in someone's face. コーヒーを買いたいですけど、ここでカップを買えますか？
あ、はい、買えます。ホットですか？アイスですか？
うん、ホット。
ホット、はい。サイズが S、M、L がありますけど。
M をね。多分 L。
L です。はい。
ありがとうございます。
はい、210円でございます。
ありがとうございます。
790円の返しです。はい、ありがとうございます。
Alright, so let's see how the coffee is from these machines here. Okay, so you can't make a latte in the machine. I didn't see the sign before I looked at it, but I don't necessarily want a latte. I just want cream. Is this cream or is this... Sometimes these are... Oh, no, this one's syrup. I don't know what the syrup is for. I know you put like some kind of syrup into like a cold brew, I guess. But it doesn't look like they have cold brew. They have iced coffee. Maybe you put syrup into iced coffee too. Let's give it a shot. I might try and take out some yen before I leave at the convenience store just to have it, because the yen is like at an all-time low. So, you know, since I know I'm going to come back another time to Japan, I might as well basically pre-order my yen now at the lowest possible price. Oh. Alright, let's see how this coffee turned out. And you know, we're just going to a regular, it's like equivalent of a 7-Eleven. Hey, welcome Zuzi Peach into the show. You're listening to the podcast, and you love it. Great stuff. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Nickbot is asleep right now, but anybody who doesn't know what Zuzi Peach is talking about, the Twitch Playbook is a free weekly podcast I created to help you guys with your Twitch channels. It's on iTunes, Spotify, all the major podcast platforms. Thanks for listening. I'm glad you like it. Where are we trying to go here? I think I'm going the wrong way. Let's try and navigate to Taito Game Station. Taito Station, Higashi Shinjuku. No, Shinjuku, Higashi Guchi. I think it's this one. By walking. Yeah, that looks right. So we need to go forward and left. Oh yeah, I recognize that. For the last 2 hours in Tokyo, going straight to the arcade. Let's try this coffee. Oh, not bad. Not bad. It's like a Dunkin' Donuts coffee, sort of. I've never had something bad from a convenience store in Japan. The quality standard of their convenience stores is like way higher than ours. Wait a second. King Kong's battle. What's all these Godzilla posters doing here? I love that. Yeah, that's just what I was looking for. I haven't really been drinking a lot of hot coffee in the mornings here, because I would just get like a coffee out of the vending machine, which are most of the time are cold. They do have hot ones in like heated cans, which is a paradigm that we really don't have in the US. But for the most part, it's cold. You can see in a vending machine here that tsumetai, all of these blue tsumetai signs are cold, and the atatakai, these are hot. So the can itself is actually heated by the machine. But it's not really the same as getting, you know, a coffee like regular coffee. It's more like a flavored drink. Although the vending machine coffees in Japan are incredibly high standard. They take a lot of pride in their vending machine drinks. Shinjuku by day looks a lot different than Shinjuku by night, which, you know, we've seen a couple times by night on the streams already. But when you're here in the morning, it's like kind of a ghost town, because this is really the nightlife area. So there's not much for most people to do. You know, most of the people who are in Shinjuku at night are there because they came by the train after work. You know, most of the people are not hanging out on the street in Shinjuku during the day, especially on a weekday. But there are other parts of town like Harajuku, where we went yesterday, there's a lot of people there during the day on the street because like tourists are trying to have a, shopping day and do all that stuff. Not really as much shopping or like daytime activities to draw your attention in Shinjuku as there are night activities. But we only need the one daytime activity for us, which is going to the arcade. Alright, good. Going in the right direction. I also wanted to get something to eat if I can find somewhere. That's a sushi place, but I'm not really in the mood for sushi at the moment. Oh, there's another sushi place. There are two different ones too. Takoyaki place. No. I want some, I kind of want some, oh, you know what? Let's go to that cafe that we were trying to go to yesterday. Now I'm feeling stupid that I bought a coffee already. I'll buy another one, who cares? So to get to that cafe, I don't remember the name, but if we went towards Toho Cinemas, it should be right there. So that's to the, well, actually we if we go this way, we'll still be in the right spot. Let's hold, take a sip of coffee. Yeah, okay, there's the Grand Customa. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be right next to that. I still kind of don't remember where this cafe is as many times as I've seen it. Yeah, coffee plus curry is like the combination that never in my life thought I would think of as two things that work together. But it's really good. Yeah, it should be, if we go to the right from here, yeah. Oh, that's a cool looking place. Cafe 88. There's a million cafes and restaurants and shops I'd love to try for the next time, I guess. Getting coffee all over myself. Yep, there it is. It kind of looks like there's still a lot of people in there. Oh wait, no, that's not it. It would be... to the, if we go that way and to the right, I think. So I actually was supposed to just go further up the street and that would have been good. But instead we took a little detour. Curry for breakfast. And then getting right on an airplane. For 12 hours. Yeah, that's the place right there. It looks sort of closed. Is this during the 1 hour that the place is closed? I don't think so. I think it was at like 8 that they closed. Gotta find somewhere to throw out this coffee now. Not there. I don't think I can throw it out anymore. I'm gonna have to just go in with it. As always, it's really hard to find. Yeah, it's closed. Okay, we're good. Oh, last order. But then when's the first order? I don't know. I'm gonna point the camera down for a second. おはようございます。大丈夫ですか？ありがとうございます。今食事がありますか？食事、注文できますか？
できます。
ありがとうございます。I'm just gonna leave the backpack on, I guess. It is a cool area because you can overlook the, Shinjuku, one of the main drives. And at night, this place is also open, so you can really see everything. I'm going to take the backpack off, actually. Hang tight, I'm going to take off the mic. Oh, すいません。ポークカレー、今ありますか？
あります。
うん。ホットコーヒーを。
ホットコーヒー。以上で。
そのコンビネーションがいいですか？と思います。
コンビネーションが。
ポークカレーとコーヒー。
いいです。は
大丈夫ですか？うん。Maybe I'll just point the camera out the window here. Put my bag over on the other side though. See the hustle and bustle, or lack thereof, of daytime Shinjuku. So I'll probably have like 45 minutes to play video games. Sounds good to me. Any amount of time. So that game we're playing, Contact Collection, it's on Android. I thought it was like available on American Android phones, but apparently not. But it's also a browser game, which was only released in Japan. So when I get home, I'd like to find out if I can link my progress to the arcade version and the browser version together. That would be really interesting. Oh, ありがとうございます。で、頼みませんでしたけど、これ大丈夫ですか？こんな、カメラ、外に、本当にですね。
大丈夫じゃないですか？
大丈夫じゃない？
大丈夫だと思います。
あ、わかったわかった。
外っていうとこ
ろ。あ、外だけ。はい。Yeah, so we're just waiting on curry. I'm thinking maybe I should get another thing too. Why not, right? It's the last day. Yeah, I really love the kind of vibe in this place though, where it's like you just sit here, drink very nice coffee, and look out the window overlooking the area. I sort of stumbled onto this place when I was, I forget what was happening. Maybe I woke up earlier than my friends on one of the trips, and I like just explored, and I found this place, and I was like, wow, this is really nice. The idea of a 23-hour, almost 24-hour coffee shop though is, I mean, it's pretty close to like the concept of like a New Jersey diner in America, which obviously I'm pretty familiar with, being a New Jersey person. But I love the idea of being able to just come here, you know, walk over to the diner and just. もう一つ、他の、得意な、食事ありますか？彼の後で多分サンドイッチか、
メニュー持ってきますか？
多分
メニュー見ます。
ありがとうございます。おすすめがありますか？
おすすめ、何やろ。ポークカレーの後に食べる
多分何かサンドイッチ
とか、サンドイッチとかパフェとか
パフェ、デザートですね。
デザートとかじゃないですか。
サンドイッチが、大きいですか？ちょっと、どうサイズですか？4つの部分。
4つポンポンってこんぐらいのやつが4つ。
多分、野菜、サラダか、ハムサラダ、これ、どのおすすめですか？ちょっと難しいですね。
難しいです。カレーの後、
それ？これそうなんですか。
ちょうどいい量。
多分野菜
サンド。
ありがとうございます。I'm gonna end up spending a little more time in the cafe than I expected. Hey, that's fine with me. Ultimately, it's like I'm never gonna finish that game, so having an extra 30 minutes in the game is not as important as having like a cool experience in a cafe,でっけえ。ありがとうございます。そして、食事の時に、カメラはこれだけ、見てもいいですか？それ。
大丈夫。
ありがとうございます。Hello. We're gonna look at my food now. If I can maneuver this properly. It's a big ass thing of curry. I didn't realize how big it was gonna be. It's my combo, the Japan combo, the curry and the coffee. This is the way I actually found out about this paradigm was in Persona 5, because when he goes back to his, cafe or whatever, he drinks the coffee and eats curry at the counter, like after hours. And I was like, wait, did they really do that? And then I came here and they did. It's really good. And when you get curry in Japan, a lot of times it's like curry that's from, you know, a package. But they put their own stuff in it, and just having it at a place is nice, you know? It's kind of like if you go to a diner, like I could just make coffee at home. Like that song in Tick Tick Boom, where he's like, they could just they could eat cheaper at home or drink cheaper at home alone. But you want to have sort of the experience, you know? And especially because I don't really have the means to make curry in my hotel room. Got it? おかわりお願いします。
はい。
美味しい。
よかった。
You could hear that when I said that the curry was delicious, he kind of like laughed a little bit because it is very likely to be like from a package. But I still really appreciate that like type of curry. ありがとうございます。For somebody visiting Japan, most of the places you go to eat won't even have napkins, but when they do, the texture of a Japanese napkin is different than you would probably expect. It's a little bit more like wax paper texture on the exterior. It doesn't have the sort of like absorbent kind of like dry paper feel that American napkins have. It's like more of a slippery, like a waxy exterior. So we're done with our curry. We're just waiting on sandwiches. ありがとうございます。そして、これもう欲しいです。ソースのためにディッピング僕はこれ欲しい。
置いといていい？
ありがとうございます。これのために。 Yeah, I'm keeping the... I didn't really know how to properly explain that. I didn't want him to take my empty plate of curry, but I basically said, like, I still want this. ありがとうございます。この店は、本当に、23時間空いてますか？
ああ、そうですね。はい。
すごい。
そうです。
They got these little kind of vegetable sandwiches, kind of like cucumber sandwich type thing in England. And when language fails, gestures always help, of course. So when I was explaining to the guy, I said, oh, this plate, because of course he wanted to take it, but I said, this plate, I still want this. And he was like, oh, I'm not really sure what you mean. And I said, for this, I said, and then did a gesture of like dipping my sandwich into the plate. And then he understood. So that kind of stuff is like, gestures can get you more than 50% of the way there anytime you're communicating in any language, really. Oh, welcome, Carrie. My chat wasn't updating. You just started your day with your stream, and you're ending it with the stream. You only just got home. Oh wow, perfect timing. It's now my last morning. I have basically maybe another hour until I have to go back. But you're saying the food looks good, you're hungry, just got back from the gym, and you've eaten very little today. Yeah, it is good. You can get some Japanese curry or a little triangle sandwich. And eat along with the stream. Carrie was saying though, does it work? I'm not sure what you mean by that one. Like, does the flavor work together, or? Oh, Carrie's saying I just told my wife about how I started and ended with the stream. Nice. The bookends. Yeah, Japan time is like almost exactly the opposite of the US. So I guess it works out that way, huh? That's funny. Oh, the napkin. Oh, yeah, it works. It's kind of like they don't really use napkins as much here, which I guess is why they don't make them as absorbent, like, because nobody really kind of like needs them, except for probably mostly foreigners. And yeah, you can see they're really small too, which sometimes you have American napkins that are this small, but this is kind of like the only size that I've ever seen for a Japanese napkin. And yeah, it works well enough to, to use. But most of the time you're eating with, if you think about it, you're eating with chopsticks, so you're never really getting your hands dirty. And I guess the idea is that the discipline of eating over here is such that you don't really get your mouth dirty or your hands dirty. Because there's kind of like a skill to eating without slopping it all over the place. So you I guess in theory don't need a napkin. I don't truly understand why they don't use them, but yeah, it's probably less than, I would say maybe there's 20% of the restaurants you'd go to will have napkins just laid out. You're more likely to see tissues than napkins. And I've noticed too that in the bathrooms in Japan, maybe 30% of bathrooms will have paper towels and sometimes won't even have a blow dryer thing. So it's like there's just no way to dry your hands. And I think the idea with that is that they bring a towel with them, because I've seen people have that before, like at a spicy ramen place, to like wipe their head with it, almost like how, 100 years ago or 80 years ago, somebody would have like a handkerchief in their, I don't know, maybe they still do that. I always think of it as like a 1930s type thing. But yeah, like a handkerchief type thing that they just carry around. Oh, Carrie's saying, what watch is it? I have 2 wrist items here, one on each wrist. This one is a temperature control thing. It's called the Ember Wave, which I highly recommend. I love it. It basically is sending, it has like some kind of technology that either heats or cools you by sort of like putting a piece of ceramic that's connected to your arm, and it like, by heating or cooling that ceramic, it then sort of like touches the outside of your veins, and it's like when you run your hand under a cold tap, your wrist under a cold tap. So it's been very valuable to me, who gets hot all the time. And then this thing is, it's kind of a little more of a niche product, but I have a really hard time waking up in the morning, so this is basically a thing that like electroshocks you in the morning to wake you up. So it's really good as like a silent alarm, because I would snooze my alarm like 100 times otherwise. And so this doesn't wake anyone else up or bother anyone. But it also gets me the hell out of bed in the morning, like no questions asked. Electroshock sounds a little harsh. It's like the equivalent of like licking a 9-volt battery type of shock. But when you're sleeping, that'll really wrench you out of any kind of sleep, that's for sure. Oh, interesting, they didn't put a total on this. 900 plus 900 plus 650 is what? So all this stuff, the coffee, 2 coffees plus the curry plus the sandwich is roughly maybe like $18 American. That's pretty good. Carrie saying, clear, wake up, wake up, Carrie. My wife and I need that desperately. Yeah, it is really useful for like, not bothering the other one in the same bed, or like in the same house even. Like people would hear my alarm, if I'm staying at somebody's house, or if I'm, I live with my brother, and he's like a couple rooms away, his bedroom, but he can still sometimes hear my alarm going off like 500 times. So yeah, it's definitely good for that. And I have it set to where it's basically like, it will not stop shocking you until you scan a barcode. So I put the barcode, my house is like 2 floors, so downstairs is the coffee machine. I put the barcode right in front of the coffee machine. So it's like I have to get out of bed, walk downstairs, go to the coffee machine, scan it, and then it's like, oh, well, I'm here. Might as well drink some coffee. ありがとうございます。美味しかった。But that's going to do it, ladies and gents. Carrie, thank you for hanging out, and I'm glad that we could bookend the day for you. But I'm going to close out the show, pay for this food, and then go head to the arcade. And yeah, that's gonna do it for the Japan trip streaming wise. Then thank you for being a part of it, Carrie. Thank you to everybody who's been a part of these episodes. Yeah, Japan is a very special place to me. I could go 100 times and not even be close to feeling exhausted from it, or like feel like I've seen everything, and yeah, here's to looking forward to the next one. whenever the next Japan trip is. Okay, saying, do you plan to travel to other places? I've only seen the Japanese ones. So, yes, earlier this year actually, I was in Greece. My first time anywhere in Europe. It was an awesome trip. It was another solo trip. I did it as sort of a way for myself to celebrate the release of the book that I made, the Post-Homerica with the illustrations and everything. And I was like, it's all Greek art, so I was like, oh, let's do like Greece. And it was just an awesome time. And now that Japan's open, probably mostly Japan, but yeah, I have nothing against other places, so keep an eye out, you know. I own my own streaming backpack now, so I can go wherever. But that's gonna do it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. Alright, ladies and gents, this is the post show. Let's close it out here. Thank you for watching.